Hello, my lovely insiders, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. I'm thrilled you're here with me because today's episode is the kind of whirlwind that makes the entire entertainment world lean in closer. If you haven't tapped subscribe yet, this is the perfect moment. Turn on notifications so you never miss what really goes on behind those velvet ropes and polished smiles. Now, take a breath, because the rumor setting the internet ablaze is this. Yağmur Yüksel might be pregnant with Barış Baktaş's child. The words alone have been enough to send timelines spinning and comment sections overflowing, and we're about to trace every hint, every whisper, and every meaningful silence that brought us to this moment. You know the magic of Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel. Whether you first discovered them through their unforgettable on-screen spark, those effortless red carpet looks, or the way they turned a casual stroll into a trending topic, they've become a fascination beyond titles and headlines. Their presence together has always felt like watching electricity move through a room. People adore them not only for their talents, but for that irresistible chemistry. Sleek, romantic, and just tender enough to make even the most cynical hearts wonder if storybook bonds still happen in real life. It all started with small signals, those tiny things that loyal followers catch while the rest of the world is blinking. A different kind of glow in Yağmur's face at a recent appearance. A carefully chosen outfit that traded daring silhouettes for soft lines and gentle draping. A glass of sparkling water raised at a celebration where champagne usually reigns. On their own, these moments would mean nothing. Together, they started sounding like a melody everyone could recognize. And when that melody kept repeating, the rumor crescendoed, is there a baby on the way for Barış and Yağmur? From there, social media did what it always does best, amplified, decoded, debated. Threads spun theories like gold, some fans presenting side-by-side comparisons of recent looks, others noting how their schedules subtly shifted. A few pointed to the way Barış's interviews have felt warmer lately, how he lingers on words like future and family, how his smiles reach his eyes even when he's dodging rapid-fire questions. Meanwhile, whispers began to collect around supposed friends of friends, the kinds of sources who speak just quietly enough to spark curiosity without leaving a trace. The chatter grew into a storm. But here's the part I never skip, what's official, and what's projection? We combed through every recent interview, every red carpet clip, every candid shot from the last few weeks. There's no formal announcement. No quote, no post, no exact confirmation from either of them. Not from their teams, not from their families, and certainly not from the couple themselves. For some, that silence feels like the loudest answer of all. For others, it's simply proof that a rumor is a rumor, and nothing more. Let's be honest about something crucial. Even for public figures whose lives are studied like open books, there are sacred chapters. Pregnancy, if it is happening, is one of them. A secret that's shared in whispers, protected in circles, treasured long before the world is invited to hold it. If Yağmur is expecting, she deserves the joy of deciding when to tell it. And if she isn't, she deserves not to have her every gesture measured against a storyline that isn't hers. Still, the clues keep tempting interpretation. At a recent event, the couple's energy felt gently reined in, their movements a touch more choreographed, like two people guarding something fragile. Barış hovered without crowding. Yağmur smiled without overextending. In a photo that raced across platforms, the way she angled her coat, the way his hand almost, but not quite, found her waist, became a Rorschach test for an entire fandom. Some saw proof. Others saw posture. Ultimately, all we truly saw was tenderness. Then there's timing. Why now? Why this surge of speculation at this particular point in their careers? Both have had professional momentum, with projects that keep their names on everyone's lips. A baby rumor at a moment of rising visibility can be either coincidence or strategy, for the tabloids, if not for the couple. And of course, there's the pull of collective desire. Fans who have followed their ups and downs, who remember the cool nights when the headlines insisted they'd parted ways, who later watched them share space again with such easy, familiar grace, those fans want a happy ending. They want a promise that the connection they believed in was more than a chapter, it was the book. We've seen media outlets try to stake a claim on the truth, waiving unnamed sources and alleged confidants as if anonymity alone could hold water. But you and I have been here before. We know how fragile these claims are. One sentence torn from context can bleed into a certainty it never deserved. A wink becomes a vow, a silence becomes a confession, and a kind word to a reporter becomes a headline that no one recognizes by morning. Even when a camera catches everything, it rarely captures the truth of a heart. So let's turn this around. What would confirmation look like, if it ever came? It would look like a post that felt unmistakably like theirs, warm, prepared, and deeply personal. It would look like a brief comment to a journalist that isn't coy or deflective, but gentle and clear. Or maybe we'd first notice it in their pace, a slowing of nights out, a shift to calmer appearances, a coziness that isn't trying to hide so much as quietly bloom. Until then, we are, all of us, suspended in the soft light of guessing. And yet, I can't ignore the way all of this has changed the mood online. The conversation is different. Fans aren't shouting as much as they're hoping. There's a sweetness humming underneath the theories, a readiness to protect instead of expose. In a world where celebrity news can turn cruel in a heartbeat, there's something rare and moving about that. If the rumor is true, that cloud of affection will be a gift to a new life. If it isn't, it will still be a tribute to a couple who has given their audience more romance than any script could demand. Of course, we have to talk about those moments that keep fueling speculation. The private dinner where they left separately but had arrived together, the thoughtful way Barış distracted photographers while Yağmur slipped through a side exit, the decision to skip a late-night after-party, the photograph in which she chose a cozy oversized sweater instead of her usual sleek silhouette. None of this is proof. But the pattern is what makes people lean closer. And let's admit it, the pattern is intriguing. When a reporter brought it up point blank, was there something they wanted to share? Neither of them took the bait. There was that famous smile from Barış, the one that always seems to carry a whole paragraph he'll never read out loud. There was that grounded calm from Yağmur, her eyes soft and unbothered, as if reminding us that what we are owed is the work, not the private moments that power it. Their representatives stayed on script, citing busy schedules, thanking fans for their love, offering nothing more. If this were nothing, would they have said so by now? That question divides even the most devoted supporters. Some believe a clean denial would have ended the chatter instantly. Others argue that feeding rumors only grows them, and that dignified silence is often the most respectful answer. The reality is that both can be true, and neither tells us anything definitive about what's happening behind closed doors. What we do know is that the idea of a future family for these two feels organic. Their public moments are threaded with small gestures, shared glances that speak a private language, hands that find each other without fanfare, laughter that lands gently and lingers. If a baby is on the horizon, it would not surprise those who've watched them carve out a love story in full view yet deeply on their own terms. If not, the care they show each other is still a kind of promise, the kind that doesn't need an ending to be real. Let's also remember, this industry has a way of distorting time. A project drops, and every eye turns. A break appears in a calendar, and it becomes a sign. A single accessory worn 2 events in a row is suddenly evidence of a concealed curve, while a missed cocktail is converted into a ledger marked with meaning. In truth, simple explanations often stand quietly where speculation rushes by. Comfort is just comfort. A soft dress can be a mood. Tired eyes can be exactly that, tired. And yet we watch, because watching is how we show we care. We pick out the details because details make us feel close. It's a modern way of cheering from the front row, even when the stage is miles away. Sometimes, that closeness becomes dangerous, it pushes too hard on doors meant to remain closed. But sometimes, it becomes a canopy of kindness, protecting the delicate parts of someone else's life from the elements. Right now, the best thing we can be is the latter. So where does that leave us? Exactly where responsible hearts should be. There is no official confirmation from Barış Baktaş or Yağmur Yüksel. There is no statement from their teams, no unambiguous clue in their public appearances, no direct message sealing the rumor with a kiss of certainty. What we have is a chorus of maybes, a rhythm of could-bes, a hope that feels tender and true, wrapped around two people who have already given us so much to believe in. If the day comes when they decide to share big news, we'll be here, celebrating with the softness this moment deserves. If that day doesn't come, or if the news is different from what the rumor mills promised, we'll still be here, grateful for the stories we've witnessed and the grace we've been shown. Respect is the only currency that never loses value, and privacy is a gift that only grows more precious when we choose to honor it. Now, I want to hand the microphone to you. What do you make of this? Do you think the signs add up to a quiet, joyful secret about to be revealed? Or do you feel this is a case study in how the internet turns ordinary gestures into epic narratives? Tell me your thoughts, your hopes, your reservations. Keep it kind. Keep it smart. Let's make this a space Barış and Yağmur would be proud to peek into, should they ever choose to. Before we close, a little housekeeping. If this deep dive gave you clarity, comfort, or just a moment to exhale amid the noise, please like this video and share it with your fellow fans who want more light and less heat in their timelines. And if you haven't yet, remember to subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. This community runs on your support, and your presence here turns a channel into a cozy living room where everyone gets a good seat. As for the official word, we're listening. We're patient. We're ready to celebrate, or to simply admire from a respectful distance. For now, the truest thing we can say is that the story remains unwritten in public, even if it's already turning pages in private. Whether that story is about a baby or about two people choosing quiet over spectacle, it belongs first and foremost to them. And we will honor that. Until the next time we gather under these soft studio lights and spill the warmest tea with the coolest heads, thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing nuance over noise, hope over haste, and care over curiosity. This has been Turkish Spotlight Secrets, watching closely, speaking gently, and waiting with you for whatever comes next. Stay safe, stay kind, and stay tuned for the truth when it's ready to be told.